Oh, you're in the dark. I kind of want you to stay in the dark. Because it's going to be dramatic when you turn on the light. Hold on. This is great.
Pro streamer, by the way.
For the content. Anyway. All right, everyone say hi to our next guest. Dun 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 dun. It's JustVoxPop. A wild JustVoxPop has appeared.
Hi.
Holy crap! Is that JustVoxPop?
I need to like minimize that stream because I'm getting really disoriented, like looking at myself doing things in a different time space.
Oof. Oofers. Have you seen the Rubber Ross animation of the Rubber Ross and someone else animating a bunch of people in Family Guy?
No.
It was a very recent video. It was beautiful.
I can't say I've ever heard of Rubber Ross, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. He's an Australian artist, an animator. It's very good. Very wholesome. Anyway, welcome the fuck in.
Hi.
Hi. I love you.
I love you.
Anyway, please kindly introduce yourself to everyone else. Tell them what you do, what you're about, who you is.
Hi everyone, my name is JustVoxPop. I'm a Twitch streamer at twitch.tv/JustVoxPop. You can find me there.
Alright, we're ending this.
Yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I like to lurk around in just chatting. I like to play cozy games. I like to just have a nice vibe in the chat.
We do be liking vibes.
We do be liking vibes.
How tall are you?
The camera takes off 5 inches. 6 foot. 6 foot tall.
Oh my god. I was about to say, oh, this is my small friend.
Bring the camera in a little bit tighter. Be like, haha, look at me. Now I look
Tight and hot.
thoroughly tightened.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I can't help but fucking just mess around when you're around because I love you. And I love your vibes. Anyway, Mr. Vox, would you like to answer the question, we are kind of matching. This is a bit brighter. It's me. And I just have nothing underneath this, so, it's fine. Anyway, how has... Oh my
chest
god, that chest hair. Oh, I'm jealous of the orange chest hair. Anyway.
You can't fucking upload this to YouTube now. This is gonna get fucking...
That's fine.
I'm kidding. You can do what you want with it.
Alright,
let's answer the question.
How has content creation and streaming affected your mental health, and vice versa? How has your mental health affected your content creation and streaming?
Good question. Both positively and negatively, in both senses. I mean, when we talk about, how has content creation affected my mental health, obviously, let's lead with the positives, because we like to lead with the positives, because everything's a bit too negative in the world at the moment, isn't it? So let's lead with the positives.
A little bit.
Yeah, what?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's tiny.
So, I mean, I started streaming on Twitch because I was just playing around with a friend. I think it was I was watching a video of DGR Dave. He's a Super Mario Maker content creator. Yeah. Never played Mario Maker in my life, but his videos they made me happy. They got me through like the first chunk of lockdown, relatively entertained. And then at one point he was like, if you're watching this video, I'm most likely streaming on Twitch. And so I went over to Twitch. I watched him on Twitch and I saw firsthand the positive effect that, he was having on his community, and also how his community was having a positive effect on him, because, it's a wonderful community over there. And with
Absolutely.
DGR Dave. And, you know, I thought to myself, that seems like something that I would, you know, enjoy, something that I want to, you know, participate in, especially, you know, considering all of the situations that were happening in 2020 with COVID just being a thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I started goofing around on stream with a friend, and then, you know, I started thinking to myself, maybe I could, you know, push this a little bit more. And, you know, I did. I pushed myself up to the 50 follower mark. I hit the affiliate mark, and, you know, I was great. You know, this is, you know, really positive experience for me. You know, just having new people to talk to all the time, interacting with all these new people, especially when, you know, being essentially in like permanent lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, not being able to see my friends, or, you know, and being really bad about, I'm a terrible communicator with like friends. I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people. I'm really bad at like updating people with how my life's going. But yeah,
Friends
it
come
doesn't
and
mean
go,
that
and I feel like the pandemic definitely, if you already were kind of like about like a friendship and like you weren't really communicating, it definitely exacerbated that to an extreme.
it's not that I'm an absent friend. I'm usually pretty focused on what I have going on at any given point in my life. So,
Right.
you know, it doesn't always occur to me to check upon people.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel bad about it sometimes, but then at the same time, I'm like, I only have so many, you know, I only have so many spoons to allocate to everything that's going on in my life.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I sometimes I feel bad, sometimes I don't. But, you know,
Constant cycle.
yeah, this is a constant cycle of just being like, sorry, I haven't spoken to you in like 2 years. How are you doing?
And fuck
then-
you, I'm doing my own thing. They'll be fine.
Yeah, basically. But, you know, I thought to myself, hey, you know, there's people that I like interacting with, and there's people that I'll, you know, invite to come and watch the stream, because, you know, it sounds like a really
Pretentious.
sounds like a really bad way of doing things. But it was like, it was a fun way to have like everyone all in one space in chat and be able to talk to people and be able to, you know, communicate with them. And it was something that I could do regularly, you know.
Absolutely.
Having come from, you know, a job that I was working 5 days a week, I had pretty regular shifts guaranteed all the time. So having something that would, you know, keep me doing stuff and keep me to a schedule, even though I'm really bad at keeping to a schedule. It was great. It was motivating. It was something to look forward to. It was something to, you know, get me out of bed on the days that I felt particularly bad, because I'd be like, you know, I have a responsibility almost to the people that watch.
Right. Like, it's a very nice feeling to, because it also makes you feel wanted, you know?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
especially when you start meeting new people, never mind the friends that you invited to come watch you, but the new folks, and it's just like, oh shit, like, this is nice.
Yeah, I know. It's like, look at me, I'm special now. Like, I've always, I mean, you know, I've come from a background of being trained as an actor. I'm very much desiring of the spotlight being upon me. So, you know, having a platform to do exactly that, and, you know, have people, it's such a weird feeling. Like, you hear all the time about content creators and imposter syndrome, and it is such a weird feeling, like going from, you know, being somebody that, you know, you've got people that know you, you've got people that, you know, are aware that you exist, and, you know, they're excited to see you, but seeing complete strangers on the internet just being like, hey, you're live, I love to see you, it's great to see you again, and you're just like, really?
Right? Same. I still get that, honestly.
And
I still feel that.
It's such a weird disconnect between, like, because they're just, I mean, they're obviously all people, just like everyone in your chat, in your lovely chat. I don't know which direction I'm pointing in, but
Other way.
everyone in your lovely chat.
Other way and down.
Other way and down, everyone in the lovely chat right here. You know, you're all lovely people. You're all individual people. but there's like the whole parasocial side of it, because
Yeah.
it's very rare that you're probably ever going to meet.
I'm glad you
of these
mentioned
people.
that. I'm actually really glad you mentioned that, because my friend, one of my great friends, Alex Noramaki, made two very important Twitter threads about the positives and the negatives of parasocial relationships. Like, I think first of all, a lot of people don't really even know what a parasocial relationship is.
hmm
So just like a small bit of education, because I like to make my streams educational.
Yeah, do it.
So parasocial relationships is a relationship that is just inherently unequal. Most people on here are probably not going to meet me in real life. You're probably just going to know me only in the form of like the content that I put out and / the streams that I put out and how I present myself on stream. You're getting a snapshot of who I am as a person. And inherently, that's going to build an uneven relationship where you're learning a whole fucking lot more about me than I'm learning about you. And it's important to talk about that and understand that, but, to not abuse it, and also to make sure that you're setting proper boundaries. Because sometimes people take that relationship and they're like, oh, I know all these things about the streamer, so I actually know them as a person, so I'm allowed to like step on their boundaries. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. On the other hand, you can use parasocial relationships to help build your community, because people generally want to see you succeed. People who support you generally want to see you be happy and stuff. So they'll help push your goals and stuff for you, and they'll do things, watch the content, interact with you, interact with the community in the chat, and it's awesome. So there's really great vicarious ways to interact with it, but obviously there are that dangers of like creators either like taking advantage of their chatters in one way or another. In one way or another, unfortunately. And this is why I try to be as much of an ethical content creator as possible and just be completely transparent 100% of the time. I am authentically me 100% of the time. This isn't a front. I don't have the fucking spoons to front. I'm autistic as fuck as well. So it's just like, whatever. I'm me. Just like, this is what you're getting. There's a lot going on here. But yeah, I'm a lot. And people are a lot in general. So if you love our vibe, join us. If you don't, that's okay. I'm not for everyone. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, I try and be as much of myself as possible. I like to think that I am, because people use, content creators. People use content creators. People view content creators. People watch content in order to, have that kind of parasocial relationship. They want to know somebody.
Right.
They want somebody to feel real to them.
Yes. And we certainly can make connections on Twitch, but I can't promise that I'm going to be everyone's best buddy friendo forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would like that. It'd be nice. I'd want to get to know people, but I also, I can hold people at an arm's length and they can hold me at an arm's length, and it's perfectly content. If they just want to vibe, be part of the community, chat to me every so often, watch me play a game, it's cool. I think we should encourage healthier relationships with streamers, with content creators, even big ones, because with bigger ones, they're on a platform quite literally, but also metaphorically, because you see the big number in chat, they're on a really big platform, so you see them as a bigger and better person. And I'm trying to get over my own fears with this, because I approach Blizzbear, for instance, who's like a friggin' like 200 Andy streamer nowadays. But I'm just trying to approach him as a person and just be like, I love what you do, and I want to just talk to you and have a conversation as people. Make sure those boundaries are safe and not overstepped. Absolutely. I'm big on boundaries here.
Recognizing that everybody on every platform is still an individual person is like one of the weirdest realizations, especially like even there's a certain like sense of celebrity with the bigger streamers, with the bigger content creators, with the multi-million view content creators and what have you. There's this sense of like, they are an unreachable person. You can't overcome the distance between you as like a viewer and a person. There's very little chance that you're ever going to interact with them personally. But it's still very important to recognize that they are still a person, just the same as you are still a person. Like, just because there is that big boundary between you doesn't mean that they are any less a person.
Right. And I'm all
Which
about
brings-
uplifting people, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We love uplifting people, but there's always the dangers when
Yes.
when you fail to perceive
Right.
necessarily that boundary being a boundary for a reason.
Yeah.
Of people not being quite so nice on the internet. People being
To put it
mean
nicely.
online.
I don't mean to bully.
People are being mean online, and it hurts.
How dare they?
I know, it's terrible. I mean, I've got a relatively thick skin. Yeah, I've grown
Yeah.
up being bullied for a shit ton of my life.
Same.
It's nothing new to me. I've developed my methods for dealing with hateful comments and what have you. And fortunately, 99% of the interactions that I have on Twitch are always positive, and it's very weird coming over to Twitch having this preconceived notion of like the Papega chatters from like the bigger streamers, like XQC's chat. Like you look at XQC's chat and it's like,
XQC is banning my stream.
Yeah.
Actually, though.
Yeah.
It was my first Twitch ban. I was like, you know what? I hate
I just
literally
never want
everything
them to
about
know.
him and
Okay.
his community. Fuck off.
But yeah, like there's the degenerate side of Twitch, but for the most part, and it's really, really wholesome and uplifting to see that the smaller streamer side of Twitch has a tendency to be much more friendly and uplifting, which
Okay.
is probably because viewers can perceive smaller streamers as real people as opposed
Right.
to.
I think Darling Sincere's kind of helped point this out a little bit, but there's a interesting Twitch generational gap, if we can call it that. It's about 5 years or so.
Okay.
Where like the old school streamers where like follow for follow and shit like that worked and got you to partner. So there's those streamers, and then there's like the newer streamers, and then there's the COVID streamers. So it's like 3 general generations of streamers. And all like the OG old streamers, they fucking like really just dig deep into that like Papega, just absolute trash chat and toxicity, because again, toxicity and negativity brings the viewership. Artificially creating drama brings the viewership, which is why I'm just like so much against it. Not because I'm against viewership, it's because I'm against toxicity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I wonder if it's... I mean,
Get into it.
I definitely understand what you're saying about the generational gap, as it is. But I wonder if that's not just something that you end up with in terms of like the toxicity as you grow bigger. I wonder if that's something that you don't just accidentally fall into because you end up with a lot more interactive viewers.
Yeah,
And
I
thus you
understand
might
what you're
end up
saying.
with- yeah.
My point of proving that I don't well, it's kind of like, does fame and fortune change the person? And ultimately, it shouldn't, but sometimes it does, right? I will always point to Filza as a creator that has stayed wholesome throughout his career, because he got lucky. He got fucking discovered, and he went from having a 3 chat to like 10K chat, Andy. And he stayed wholesome the whole time, done Minecraft the whole time, and he's just like a chill, awesome ally. Like, chat is so nice to one another.
Well, that's great to hear.
So it's like
because-
super uplifting to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it definitely has happened that people are like, I do a thing for the numbers. I'm like, ooh, brain go burst. I'm going to keep doing the thing. And it's toxic.
Haha, the dopamine is given to me because view count goes brrr.
This is why I don't look at my view count until after, and then I post in
absolutely.
numbers, because it's just a
Always-
matter of like,
always
hey, this
turn
is
off
cool.
the view count.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, let's get back to the topic at hand. Looking at the view count is bad for your mental health.
Yes, it is.
It's so bad. Looking at metrics in general can be really, really bad for your mental health.
Really draining. Yeah.
Oh, So, yeah, like if we go back to the beginning of
This is a
2021,
really
that's
great question.
January of 2021 was
Yeah.
like my highest point for viewership numbers. And I was flying on. I was
Yeah, I remember
on top
you
of the
telling
world.
me this, that you were like a 30 viewer Andy. I'm like, shit, look at you go.
It was like 15 average, and I was just like, this is a really good month, if we're going to keep on going up like this, it's going to be great. And then February came, and it just went, I was like, ooh, there goes all of my motivation. Thanks for that. But, not actually thanking the viewers. I would never do such a thing to come after the viewers for not watching. People have commitments.
How dare you not view VoxPop?
How dare you leave me?
You've betrayed me for another.
I mean, I can sit here and joke about it, but there is it brings out the worst in me sometimes. It really does bring out the worst in me sometimes. Knowing where your viewers, your regular viewers, are watching somebody else at the time that you're live. Sometimes it's, you shouldn't care. Doesn't matter. People are free to watch who they want. But sometimes it's like, but I thought I was your favorite streamer.
I've grown not weary of it. That's not the right word. I have an interesting mentality about it because I've probably seen upwards of 100+ unique chatters come and go throughout my stream in the course of like just last year alone, for instance. It's probably a lot more than that. And like people will come in and they'll be around for a while, for a few months, and then they'll just disappear off the face of the earth, and then they'll come back later. And I always say I miss them, but I try not to like be vindictive and be like, where were you? Obviously, never, none of that shit. It's just kind of like, hey, we miss you. Welcome back. Hope everything's going well in your life, pretty much.
Absolutely.
But it definitely is a little mental drain because you start telling yourself like, oh shit, like, were they just like the first guess was like,
did I do something wrong?
Did I do something wrong? Or the paranoia of like, are they just using me for this and that and the other thing? But yeah.
People have lives outside of Twitch, and when you are a content creator on Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms, it's very, because that is then a part of your life. That is, you are putting part of your life onto these platforms, and it's very easy to get very entangled mentally with the platform and the relationship other people have with the platform, because you start depending on other people to give you the dopamine. You start depending on other people. As soon as I go live, as soon as that first message pops up in chat, that's it. I'm set for the stream. I'm happy. But
I feel that
if I start a stream and I've got like a 5-minute timer countdown thing,
sure.
I've always been a bit dubious about having timer countdowns, but I've rationalized it that it gives people time to click the notification in Discord, click the notification on Twitch if they ever send it out. And
it sends it out to 50% of my followers.
but
1,000 notifications sent out.
Followers. But
the ones that didn't turn it off.
I'm fine with people turning off notifications. I understand that you're trying to watch somebody and then this other notification pops up in the corner of the screen. It's like, just get off my screen, thanks.
Close.
But yeah, if I start a stream and after that initial 5-minute countdown finishes and I start talking and there isn't somebody that has said anything, I feel my energy just go straight through the floor, and it takes a little work to get back up to where I normally am, because I want to feel like people want to watch me. I want to feel like people have time to watch me. I want to feel like people. I want to feel like I'm actually like a part of people's routine, essentially.
Same.
Like
I just want to be people's comfy streamer.
Literally, I want to be the reason that somebody else is happy, essentially. But in so doing, it becomes
it can be draining.
Other people become my happiness as well.
Right. Which can be a good thing, but also can be a draining thing. I think the goal that I always set every single stream is if I've made at least one person today feel a little bit better about themselves, about their life, just feel better in general. If I've helped one person in some way, shape, or form, then I've succeeded. And I think I do that every single stream without fail.
Oh, absolutely. You always make me smile, Wobber.
Aww.
Every time that you're live, every time that we talk on Discord, I'm happy.
You're gonna make me cry, Fox, and Melody's gonna make me cry because I'm helping them right now as well.
Oh, dear.
Melody, we fucking love you. Heckin' heck. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you for finding us today. Jeez, through Jake. Jake from State Farm, from no less.
Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, rather fly kind of guy. His name is Jake. I'm sorry, I kept calling you Jake from State Farm. Thanks, Jake. No, he's awesome. I want to be his friendo. It's great. Yeah, meds are super important. Always talk with your doctors before med changes, kids. But hell yeah, I love your progress, and that's amazing. We had a question. I'm going to do a fancy whoosh. It made a whoosh sound, I assure you. Zypress said, the physical and mental drain of creating on Twitch and YouTube seems pretty demanding, especially as a rule of thumb appears that taking time off is a death wish. Yeah, we feel that pressure. And for smaller and upcoming content creators especially, how do you juggle your personal and online life to try to do what is best for yourself and your communities?
Ooh. Now I say this as somebody who has taken long breaks on Twitch already.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still under 500 followers. I still average 6 to maximum of 10 people per stream. I'm still very much in the small streamer category. But let me tell you, so I moved house, and then I had to go back to work after one of the lockdowns finished. Literally as soon as I'd moved house, so all of my time was gone. It was stressful, and I was just look, I said to everybody in my Discord, I was just look, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to stream for a while. I'll let you know when I can get back to it. And taking that, I think it was a 4-month break, really, really impacted my average viewership. And, I didn't expect to come back and be, instantly back to where it was. But, just those first couple of streams where it wasn't as active as I had been used to prior. It started to that took a bit of a drain on the old mental and on the old mental. But in terms of juggling both content creation and real life, if you need to take a break, do it, because it might take a little while to get back to where you were, but eventually, the people that no longer come and see you will be replaced by the new people that will come and see you, and it's such a cycle of.
It's a little sad to think about, but it is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the facts of life, really.
Yeah, and I've told people listen, you gotta go do life first. I don't take attendance in my stream. If you gotta do life, you do life first. All right. And that also includes me. I have to do life first as well. I've been very lucky that I've been able to be consistent with being able to stream, because the way I started when I started streaming, I literally told myself I'm gonna make this a schedule, so I'll be able to consistently follow it no matter what I'm doing, even if I have to work full time back at the office. So it's nice. It's very nice.
I set myself a schedule. I'm really bad at keeping to the schedule. I'm just terrible.
Like that.
There's some days where I just wake up and I'm just I really don't feel it. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you with a stream on another day. And then on that day, I'll just be I'm sorry, I'm still in a really bad place mentally. But life always, unless this is literally your full-time job, unless streaming on Twitch or making YouTube videos or, being a influencer on TikTok and Instagram and what have you, unless that is literally your full-time job and your primary source of income, then life happens and life comes first.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because our next question is whoosh. What struggles do you have with people close to you in your life, parents, wife, husbands, partners, when you're small content creators? As I imagine many of them may view this as a waste of time until you're successful, quote unquote. Do you tell them this is a hobby, business plan, etc.? How do you? I'll start with this a different question. How do you view streaming? Are you a hobby streamer, or do you want to make this your full time? What's your plan? Because I personally want to make this full time.
I'd love to make this full time. 100%. I would love to make this full time. I don't know how I'd make it work, but I would absolutely love to make it full time.
And there's the difference, because I know how to make it work. I do things in a way to make it scalable, so that if I ever literally got discovered we had 10K viewers in here, this is what this is. It's called feature chat. I would hook my mods up with this shit. I would get mods that can be on a computer while we're streaming, and they can just cherry pick comments for me to read. So it could be basically like a question queue. So I know which questions, which chats are like most important, because a lot of random chats is just like hi, love, whatever, etc. So scalability has always been my thoughts on this. But go off, sorry.
It's fine. By all means, I love your input, because it means that when I don't have anything to say, I can just let you talk for a while, and it's great. But to answer the question, I would love to make Twitch my full-time job. I am very hesitant to mention to people that this is something that I do unless I know that they are already involved with or understand the concept of online content creation. When I quit my job in July to take better care of my mother, because she is long-term unwell. So whenever I see people at my old job, whenever I'm out and about and I see people around in town who, they've known me for like 5 years at my old job, and they're just like, oh, what are you doing now? And I'm just like, do I tell you what I'm actually doing, or do I just, kind of brush it off and be like, no, how are you instead?
I mean, potentially free viewers. I hate to say it that way.
No,
probably not, though.
The general average age range of people that I know is far too high for them to.
Okay.
I live in a very old town.
It depends. Depends on your relationship to those people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could always argue that being a barman, a manager of a bar, that's already a parasocial relationship. You've got the bar in between you. And they, you tell people all about yourself, and they'll think that they know you completely, and then think that you're their best friend, when really you're just like, no, this is my customer service face. Thanks very much. I don't like you at all. But yeah, it as I say, it completely depends on whether I know whether that person is already acquainted with content creation as a potential career path, or whether they'll just look at it and be like, so what, you just play games online? But they don't understand that there's so much more to it than that, which is, if you say it to somebody and they have that, I'm always afraid of that response. I have yet to have that response, though. But I'm always afraid that somebody will view it negatively, and it will be like, but I try really hard.
You do try really hard.
What was the question?
The question originally was, what do you tell your family and stuff? Do your family know?
Right.
If their involvement is there? Yeah.
No. My sister knows, because it turns out that she was also a COVID streamer. We don't know each other's Twitch handles.
Might for the best.
Yeah, probably.
What if one day she just randomly finds you, and then she just raids you, and she has 1,000 people in her stream?
Honestly, that would be pretty poggers, eh?
Yeah, it would.
But even posting on Facebook, I've only posted on Facebook that I do this twice, and once was for the Christmas Day charity stream, which there was a few people that tuned in. And the other one was the most recent 12-hour stream that I did, and there were so many people coming in being like, hi, I didn't know you did this, hi, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, hi, who are you? Your username tells me nothing about you.
And you are?
And you are people that I hadn't talked to for like since I was in secondary school, so since I was like 16.
That happened for a little bit me too as well.
They were just
It's
like coming in and I'd be like, we haven't talked for 13 years.
Right.
Like, I appreciate you being here, but also, why are you here?
Why and who? What are you here for? Like, I
Yeah.
had people come in my chat, and like my Instagram posts automatically my Facebook. Like, I don't really post going lives on Facebook, but my Instagram posts and says that I'm live and whatnot, or it says, or like it says in my story. And I've had people come in and then like not identify themselves, and they would just like hint at who they were, and then they would like full name people from high school, and I'm like, that's really weird. Don't do that. Yeah, it made me feel so uncomfortable. And like they donated a few bucks here and there,
Just
and I was like,
me, why don't you?
and I was like,
come on.
thanks. I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit. I'm like, listen. And then they like accuse me of like liking someone from like high school or someone, or like someone like me, and they're like, why didn't you ever like notice me, senpai? And I'm just like, because you didn't show interest, slash like I wasn't really interested, slash I'm dumb, slash like that was 10 years ago, get over it. Like, if you really want to have a conversation about this, you can feel free to DM me. Here's my Discord. Like, this is not for stream.
Message me on Facebook. You know,
Right.
if you want to start talking again, message me on Facebook. I'm quite happy to do that. You know, I'm really bad at replying to messages, but yeah, by all means, message me on Facebook if you want to chat. But if you want to join me on Twitch, you've got to be participating in the Twitch as it is, rather than participating in a, oh, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Kind of way. Like, I've got a way that my chat functions. I've got a way that I've set my stream to be, and if you come in and you are sort of like clashing with it, then makes me uncomfortable. So generally, I don't tell people that I do this, unless I already know, as I said.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So how has mental health affected your streaming? The answer
Has
is...
mental health affected my streaming?
Yeah, that was the original question. I don't think you've ever answered it yet still.
I'm really bad at going on tangents, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, we love it. It's free content.
Free ADHD content.
I really need to get checked for ADHD. How has mental health affected my streaming? So, much like everybody else in the world, we've all got problems in our lives, and sometimes those problems take precedence over everything else in our lives. And yeah, trying to stream when full of negative thoughts and anxieties is one of... I'm not sure how it would be now, but there was one stream that I did. I really wasn't in a good headspace, and it just compacted like how bad I felt, because I didn't feel like I was doing my duty as a streamer, as an entertainer, as a content creator, because I was just flat. I couldn't muster any energy to, you know, give the kind of performance essentially that I would normally give. And after that stream, like, I ended it really early, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't continue doing this. And just after that, I don't think I streamed for like 2 weeks, and I just felt absolute dog shit. But on the other side of the coin, there have been times when, you know, I've been a little deflated, haven't felt the motivation to do things, but, you know, I'll sit there, I'll see that the time to go live is coming up, and I'll just be like, okay, you know, let's just do it. Let's see how it goes, and you know, we'll set everything up, and then it'll be like the most amazing stream ever. And I'll be like, wow, I'm really glad that I fucking did that, because now I'm just like hyped up as fuck. Like, you know, I've had all of these wonderful people.
That's always how it
here.
goes, right?
Like, yeah.
Like, you start stream with like absolutely no energy. Like, literally yesterday is the example that I've been given today. is literally yesterday. I don't normally stream on Thursday, but I was like feeling a type of way about not feeling useful, not feeling productive, not feeling valuable because I wasn't willing to edit yesterday. I wasn't in the mood. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live instead. And I'm going to play Stardew Valley because I wanted to play Stardew Valley. And I felt like I couldn't play it unless I was streaming. So, yeah.
Oh, the mental gymnastics that you have to do for yourself in order to actually play games off stream. When that's what you do.
I'm paying $15 a fucking month to play Final Fantasy 4 times a month. What am I doing with my life?
Literally. Oh,
and my fucking excuse is I can level up this healer, but then I never get the motivation to play it any other time. It's
the amount of guilt that I feel every time I'm like trying to play a game that I would love to play, you know, on Twitch and share my experience, especially like if it's a first time game. Like I want to share that first time experience with my viewers and let them, you know, experience it with me. But then I'm just like, but I can't play it now, and therefore it's going to sit in my Steam library unplayed until I've gotten over my current hyper focus with this game. Which I can't let go. I can't not play that game. If I'm currently midway through the playthrough, I need to finish playing it. Otherwise, I have to drop it completely and never touch it again.
I feel. Cypress asked a good question, but I'll explain it. If you stream at an uncommon day or time and get higher viewership than normal, do you look at changing your time or day as you normally stream?
Have experimented, comfortable with what I have now.
Yeah. That's a better answer than I was gonna give.
I think it's one of the most important things to do as a newer content creator.
Yeah, and especially if you have the time and that slot would normally be free. By all means, experiment.
Go for it. Experiment through all the different times of day. I've changed my schedule around like 15 times since I first established the schedule. Like I used to be like a really late night UK streamer, so I'd get all of the Eastern people coming and watching me. Shifted it a little bit earlier so that I still catch like a lot of the like pre-bedtime UK people, and also like the just got home from work, sat down to eat dinner, got Twitch on to, you know, have a little social experience kind of Eastern people. And then throughout the course of the stream, I'll catch that same like demographic of people from Central and Pacific time zones. So I'm quite content with how I got it now.
I was gonna say my answer to this is no, because oftentimes, because I have such a very good established stream schedule at this point, I used to be like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday streamer. But now I'm a Friday through Monday streamer because I find it so much better and so much easier. My Saturdays are completely free, so I just literally just hang out for 8 hours. And I have my schedule in a way that, again, if I had to go back to work full time, I could. It's not a problem usually. So when I do a stream that's like off my normal days, off my normal times, I generally end up inevitably getting higher viewership than normal. And I get, but I am very mindful to know I got higher viewership because I got different unique people during this time. So I know as a fact that, well, A of all, this time is not something I could regularly do. And B of all, this person would probably not come to my stream if I did stream at this time regularly. They came in because they thought it was an event stream, or it was a kind of an event stream. It's like a pop-up stream. Like, pop-up streams are very popular. It's a popular concept as well for performers. But it's not a sustainable thing to just do that consistently, because that gets stale for people, which is weird to say, but like, consistency is important, but if it's a new thing, it'll get stale pretty fast.
I'm very much, you know, I like my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, because it means that I have a day off in between at least, and then 2 days on Sunday, Monday. It means that I get to. I mean, like, there's not a lot going on in my life at the moment, so I always love to have like at the start of the stream, I love to have like an hour of just chatting, and if I try and do back-to-back streams, like concurrent days, I'll find that I don't have anything to talk about because I already talked about everything that I had going on in my life, and it starts like bothering me that I've like run dry on conversation if I don't hit that 1 hour just chatting mark.
So what you try to do every stream?
Wait, what?
Is that what you try to do every stream?
Yeah.
Just chat for an hour?
Mm-hmm. And then if it runs over, it runs over. Because,
right. That's fine.
We stand the people that care about talking and interacting with their chat, talking to and interacting with their chat.
I have a question. What is the hardest thing you faced mentally as a creator so far?
Ooh. Feeling like I'm not doing enough. That constant, overwhelming pressure of feeling like I'm not achieving my full potential. Because I know that, you know, if I...
Oh man,
I mean,
you just
I probably couldn't. But I know that if I, you know, put more effort in, if I put more time into, you know, editing videos, making content for other platforms, if I put more time into, you know, streaming more days a week, then, you know, I could probably see more results faster. But then I remember that I am but a human being, and it's difficult to find the additional spoons sometimes to actually commit myself to tasks that seem that I turn into mountains, because I as soon as I perceive a task to be full of effort, I'm just like, wow, that's a task that I'm never going to get round to.
Yeah. Something I'm very proud of tweeting out, because I think I figured it out. I cracked the system, right? The 3 biggest mental health problems that I see streamers and content creators face can be boiled down to this: imposter syndrome, feeling like I'm not a real content creator. 2, burned out because I did too much. And 3, grind culture, but I need to do more. I'm not doing enough. And it's just those 3 things on repeat constantly in different forms, but it's the same stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I would 100% agree with that. Yeah. Like, everything else is like external to content creation when it comes to mental health impacting content creation, but those 3 things are definitely, like, especially grind culture. The amount of streamers that I've seen, like, tweeting about, you know, I've been doing this for X amount of years, you know, I've been doing it every day, doing this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm not seeing results, and I'm so done with everything. And it's like, well, why did you grind so hard? There's a lot to be said about quality of content versus quantity of content. But you do still need a quantity of content, which therein lies the dilemma.
Absolutely. It does. We have some really great questions in chat right now, and I love it.
Let's go.
I love it. All right, quick answers here. Does streaming ever become a chore to do? Like, do you lack motivation to keep up your schedule, and how do you stay consistent?
I don't.
I do, and I just do it because I fucking thrive. Because I remind myself that I feel really shit right now, and I feel like I'm not good enough, but I know as soon as I press live, within like 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to feel exactly the opposite. I'm going to feel on top of the fucking world. So that's why I do it. So streaming has never been a chore to me. Although sometimes my brain has seen it that way, as just kind of like, well, I have to because they need me to. Like, no, I do take days for myself if I need them. But I don't see it as a chore anymore. never try not to ever have.
So I mean, as I say, sometimes there have been times when I've been like, sitting in my chair, just looking at the time, just counting down those minutes and being like, ugh. But then as soon as it happens, I'm just like, yes, we are good.
Right. What can viewers do to help streamers have a better experience both on stream and off stream? And I love this fucking question.
You go first, because I need to think about this.
All right. My initial thoughts. So other than like interacting with like the stuff, like the content, I think the best thing that viewers can do on stream is just talk and say hi and just be like, hey, and like even if you have to lurk, just say that you're gonna lurk. So that way the streamer knows like you're there for them. Like you can't maybe talk right now, you got stuff going on because life's gotta come first, but they're still out there supporting you. I think that's amazing to a streamer. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel, okay, maybe I am someone's cozy streamer, and that's great.
Absolutely.
And then for off stream wise, interact. And I know this sounds so weird to say it this way, but like interact with the community, get to know people. Also in stream, if you're chatting and you can chat, please chat. Interact with each other, talk to each other, get to know one another. Like growing a community is something that I shouldn't have to do on my own. Eventually, I want this to come to a point where it becomes self-sustaining, that everyone knows the culture and enforces the culture, enforces the norms, and just welcomes everyone into this. So the best thing that you could do as a viewer, as a supporter, is to ingrain yourself into the culture, get to know us, get to know me, get to know other viewers, and be a part of something bigger than just yourself. Like that's what the idea of community is in general.
Absolutely.
Welcome in, Game Boy. How's it going?
100% agree with you. Just talking in chat is it's so much. Like if chat doesn't move, then I mean, it's demotivating to begin with. If you're playing a game and then, you notice that chat, you're talking, you're trying to talk, you're throwing out questions, you're throwing out conversation starters or things that you hope are conversation starters, and nobody's coming back with anything. And it's just like, guess I'll answer it myself then. Just having people saying anything in chat is just such a, I love it. But and it's terrible because it would be really easy to say, say nice things, be a nice person, say nice things, but it doesn't really matter, because I guarantee you that we already know and appreciate that you've said nice things about us, probably in the past, and it's really nice to see it every once in a while.
I think,
but just please never say mean things about us. Because it will ruin us.
Yeah, you want to wreck our confidence? Just be like, you're awful, Waba.
I am. The one mean thing will stand very, very high above the sea of 10,000 nice things.
But you know what else stands above the sea is that someone who doesn't chat so much comes out to chat every so often and says, you know what? Like, I hear you're feeling down right now, but I just wanted to let you know I've been here for like 5 months, Waba, and I haven't chatted yet, but you are the most wholesome, lovely being I've ever gotten to, and I'm like,
when people are just like, I've just been lurking for a while, but I just thought I'd let you know that, you've been absolutely great. I'm just like,
this wasn't supposed to be a crying stream, but I guess it is now. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to be interacting outside of Twitch sometimes, especially if you're just used to the medium of Twitch. But interacting in Discord is super important, I think. And as I mentioned to Cypress was like, oh, you mean money, 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 money? I'm like, listen, I'm not going to say no to money. Show your love however you want to show your love. I am trying to do this full time. And I know in general that tends to get people to want to support more because they want to support me and my dream. And I fucking love them for that. But, there's plenty of other free ways if you really want me to, go down that rabbit hole to help a streamer out. Just lurk, pull up a tab, have the video running in the background. You can even mute it if you want to.
Wait, that they're live.
tweet that they're live. Yeah, retweet they're going live.
Every
retweet
time that
some of their
somebody
tweets.
retweets everything,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
oh. Now I really can't put this on YouTube.
No.
Watch their content. Share their content with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Host the channel. Recommend the channel to be rated. If other channels that you sit in have like a channel point redemption for a raid, or a streamer asks like when any raid
I absolutely love it every time that somebody completely new raids the channel.
Happened the other day, and I was like,
recognize
what the heck?
one chatter who hasn't been there for like the entire stream, and I'm just like, did you do this? And they're like, yes, I did, and I'm like, oh, you're so nice.
It's the best thing. It's the best thing. Yeah. Just interact, be mindful, and be awesome. That's how you help out streamers, is you just fucking do the things.
Do the things.
And like interact with the platforms that you want to interact with. Like if you don't want to do the TikTok, don't. If you don't want to do Instagram, don't. If you don't want to do Twitter, don't. I'm not going to force anyone to do that. But if you want to, you can. It's there. Hi, Asta. Welcome in. Welcome back, Melody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Bye, everyone. So, Mr. Volksy.
Yes.
It's been an hour. That was a fast fucking hour.
that was a dense hour. That was a fun.
Try not to ruin their favorite anime video game world. No, you're fine. Keep ruining it.
By all means.
Hashtag Mewtwo. Fucking Cypress has started that. I'm like, maybe you probably shouldn't though.
I literally don't care if people come in and
troll. Friendly troll.
Backseat game me on a game that I already know plenty of things about.
I'm gonna backseat game you on Stardew.
I swear to God, do not do it. I already know that I need to upgrade my stuff.
You know what I found? You know what I have done recently that I'm so happy about?
Axe?
Yeah, I did upgrade my axe. It's a steel axe now. Fuck you. Terraria Rule 34 edition. What the fuck do you mean I can't do that on stream? I could do Smash or Pass on stream. Smash or Pass Terraria, pass. There, done.
Oh, I'm looking forward to doing Fuck, Marry, Kill the Stardew villagers.
That's great. I did Smash or Pass Pokemon. Want to see that? It's on my YouTube. Here's my YouTube. Boom.
Go check out WabaStreams YouTube.
Go check out my Discord as well if you want to. You have to answer questions, though. Anyway,
go
thank
interact
you.
with the content. Anyway.
You're great.
No, you are.
No,
and everyone in chat is
us.
Great. You chat. You is this right? Am I pointing to chat right?
It's a little bit more. It literally point down.
Right here.
Yeah.
You know what, chat? You're fucking poggers.
They. Yes.
Anyway, thanks for having me on. It's been really fun. I've loved every minute of it.
Thank you so much, Fox.
I'll be back in chat.
Go check out JustVoxPop. Streamers the funny. Bye. Bye.